Let's talk about funding and education. And I know what you're already thinking. Okay, we're talking about budgets again. We can't talk about public education without talking about funding and budgets, right? Correct. However, this time we're going to talk a little bit more about funding our future. And what I mean by that is looking at a student and thinking of them as our actual future, because they are. And so when we are funding curriculum, when we are funding playground equipment, when we are funding increasing teacher pay, we are really pouring into this student and all of the students and funding their future, and in turn funding our own future, because they are going to be working in our communities and throughout society one day soon. Time goes quickly, so this will happen very soon. Now, we've seen budgets kind of move around like a moving target in public education. We don't really always know where the funding's going to land. And we had a huge influx during COVID-19 pandemic pay, we'll call it, where there were some extra funds available for schools to be able to do some pretty neat things and fill some gaps that needed to be filled. And that's all gone away at this point because we're moving into 2026. And what's happening is school districts are tightening that belt a little bit, tightening those budgets, because they're trying to stretch a dollar as much as they can in a expensive economy that is still inflated. We don't know when things are going to come down or if they'll come down. And they're trying to figure out a way to provide the best for students, to try to increase teacher pay and teacher assistant pay, to try to make sure that there's playground equipment, the lights are on, food in the lunchroom, the list goes on and on. Make sure that they are operating a safe and successful school and school district, and do this on a dime. And so when we talk about this, it can be frustrating. However, on the other side of it, progress is being made because teachers and school districts are partnering with a lot of local businesses, local nonprofit organizations, community colleges, universities, and finding ways to fill gaps where there are gaps. This is a win-win because it brings the community together. It raises awareness about those local businesses and about those nonprofit organizations. And of course, as we're teaching college preparation and career readiness, having organizations and companies come in and be present in your school district is huge. And it's very impactful for these students to see this university or see this college or company, and it incentivizes them to look into those when they get to that point in their K-12 career and are looking at the future. And so again, we are funding our future, and they are helping to fund the future as well. When we talk about education and budgets, it makes everybody cringe. There's not much that we can do about that today, but what we can do is look for ways to fill the gaps, to take our talents and our resources and provide the best that we can, where we can, lift where we stand, and really fund the future for our students.